couldn't be more different in the sense that, I mean, literally from the outset, William Friedkin phoned me up and asked me if I would do the Caine Mutiny, and I wrote a letter to Clint Eastwood and asked him if I could do juror number two. So the experiences were very different, you know, and with regards to that, I got to work with two men that had a huge impact on me as a viewer, as a fan of film. Uh, William Friedkin specifically, I was 15 years old when I first saw The French Connection. I was a theater actor in Toronto, Canada. And after I saw that film, I wanted to be a film actor and I wanted to make movies like that. I think it's so unique to have a filmmaker that really redefined two genres of film. And within 5 years, you had the French Connection, which redefined the thriller, and then you had within 3 years later, The Exorcist, which redefined what we perceive now as horror films. That's an incredible gift in storytelling, and to be able to do that cinematically as well, which I got to watch him do with the Caine Mutiny Court. I kind of have said that watching him work was like watching a parade of talent, right? It was just one thing after another. Aside from the few things that he would say to me that would kind of set the parameters of what he wanted me to do as an actor playing a character, watching him kind of orchestrate 7 cameras moving at once, to be able to then do a 24 to 28-minute take of the whole second testimony, was so incredibly artful, and it was really kind of freeing because that part you knew and trusted was taken care of, so you could then just kind of really go do your work. The insurance company, in order to bond the movie, because of Mr. Friedkin's age, needed to have a backup director, and he had it. I think J.J. Abrams was one as well. He had like a host of directors that were lined up to come in and take over if need be, and the list was like every director you'd ever hope to work with in your life.
Are you testing?
Starts even before that, where he starts kind of picking at his thumb. I've always been interested in kind of signaling through some form of physicality what's happening on the inside. And especially someone like that who's in a perfectly pristine naval uniform sitting properly in the chair. And then the foot angle in that direction is just to show you that something's not right. He's really uncomfortable. And then the kind of fastidious kind of fiddling with the thumb, well, that's to show you he's got the heartbeat right now of a hummingbird. Even though he looks perfectly calm and fine, he's not. There's a terrible thing going on inside there. And the first time I ever got to do that was in Stand By Me. And it was the scene where Ace is racing his friends in the other car. And a truck is coming down the highway in the opposite direction. And Rob Reiner was one of the most generous people I've ever worked with. He would always let you come to him with an idea. And even though he would say no to kind of 99% of them, he made you feel good about having them, right? And the one idea I had that he liked was I wanted to put the toothpick in my mouth. And it would just be going back and forth kind of slow as we're driving. And then the truck comes over the hill and we see that we're going to play chicken, and it starts to speed up. And as we get closer and closer to the truck, it starts to go faster and faster and faster. So it's just the tell of how frightened this character is compared to what they're showing. And so I've always liked doing that. And it can be in reverse too. It could be in an incredibly potentially excitable situation, and you can see that someone is absolutely frighteningly calm, right? So it's just it creates a duality, at least in my mind, that allows me to kind of maybe pick alternate kind of tempos for dialogue and things like that, that I found really helpful. And so Queeg, because he was just so not straight, was a fantastic opportunity to show those physicalities, because, of course, very little what he was saying was actually what he was thinking or feeling and or the truth.